Very cool new electric car spotted here, guys. This is, for me, a car that really appeals. I've always liked wagons, and I think Zeekr 7X is one of the best electric cars ever made. I mean, one of the best value electric cars, has incredibly fast charging. You're talking about charging speeds more than 500 kilowatts. This car is absolutely unreal, and I think I'll be going to see it potentially in China next month. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. And I want to say a big thank you to, to you guys, because you guys are making the electric vehicle boom happen worldwide. Without you guys really supporting the cause, then, well, we wouldn't be here. So come to the Sydney EV show. It'll be on the 8th, 9th and 10th this week. 8th, 9th and 10th in Sydney. I have free tickets for you. I'll put a link in the description below. Promo codes are there. You can use those codes to get free tickets. The Zeekr 007, right? The Zeekr 007, I did a video on that, comparing the 007 sedan to the Tesla Model 3 and the BYD Seal. To be fair, I mean, just objectively, and I think you'll agree when you see some of the videos coming out of China, the 007 is a much better car than the Tesla Model 3 and the BYD Seal. It is, absolutely is. The charging speeds, the batteries, the range, the power, luxury of the cars as well. I watched a video today, guys, on the Zeekr 007 and the Zeekr 7X, and they will blow your mind. They're incredibly, incredibly good. So the fact that Zeekr are now making a 007, a station wagon version, I think is a great idea. I think this one would be really, really popular. Zeekr is actually one of the fastest, well, there's two fastest growing car companies, EV companies in the world this year, based on month by month and based on the entire year. They are Zeekr and Leapmotor. They're the two fastest growing EV brands in the world currently. Zeekr is a Geely brand. And guys, I'll be heading to China this Sunday to check out some other Geely EVs using some of the technology in this Zeekr, including their new blade battery. And when I say new blade battery, it is actually a short blade battery. It's called a golden brick battery, the Aegis short blade battery, lots of names and terminology. It doesn't really matter because it's very, very advanced lithium iron phosphate batteries that are going to be used in this car as well. They have an energy density of around 192 watt hours per kilogram. To give you some context, the energy density of BYD's blade battery is 150 watt hours per kilogram. So much higher energy density. They also charge incredibly quickly. They can charge at up to 600 kilowatt charging speeds. And there are chargers that can charge at those speeds in China. I know there's not outside of China, but they will come eventually. So this EV has the same technology as the 007 sedan, but it's going to get even better tech, I think, because now, while the 007's been around for nearly about 12 months. So I think this could be getting some upgrades. They're going to come to the 007 as well. Personally, I think you might call this a shooting brake because it's not really a station wagon. Obviously, it looks a little bit like a Mercedes-Benz, the CLA, or anyway, the shooting brake type vehicle. And it's like a wagon, but it has that kind of coupe shape at the back. Not my favorite design. I've got to admit, I think the Neo ET5 looks better. And I think the Zeekr 7X looks a lot better. But Zeekr said, well, you know what? This is going to be kind of one of those brand cars. It's going to stand out. People are going to see this car. They're going to go, oh, what is that? That's interesting. Some people might buy it. But I think maybe if it wasn't two-tone, if it didn't have the white roof with the orange body, it might look better. Anyhow, that's what they've done in these images. So what information do we have about the 007? Well, not a lot, but we know the sedan's dimensions. It is 4,880 millimeters long. So bigger than a Tesla Model 3, but a little bit smaller than a Tesla Model S. 1.9 meters wide, wheelbase 2.9 meters, and it will come with two powertrains. Rear-wheel drive, same as the 7X, right? The rear-wheel drive has 310 kilowatt, 415 horsepower, plenty of power for a rear-wheel drive vehicle, and in fact, it's a lot of power. The all-wheel drive model, though, has crazy amount of power. It's got 475 kilowatt. That's 636 horsepower. And it also has two different battery pack options. A 75 kilowatt lithium iron phosphate short blade Aegis battery and the 100 kilowatt hour NMC pack, which is made by CATL. That's the chill-in 2.0 battery. So the chill-in 2.0 battery can charge at 500 kilowatt charging speeds. This car, 500 kilowatt charging speeds. Whereas the blade battery, the short blade battery, that charges at around about 500 plus. So about 560 kilowatt, 500, potentially 580, depending on the charging, depending on the, the day, etc. But anyway, both of them can charge at 500 plus kilowatt, both models. So there's really no one else in the industry, really at Geely's tech level, or at least at Zeekr's tech level at this point in time. It's pretty incredible, really. That 100 kilowatt hour battery, by the way, has very, very high energy density, being the chill-in 2.0 battery. I think it's got around 235 watt hours per kilogram at the pack level. Very, very high. So about the same energy density, or a bit more than the energy density of a Tesla 4680 battery pack, when I'm talking pack level, not cell level. So very, very good range. You're going to see about, in the real world, they're seeing about 800 kilometers of CLTC range. Sorry, that's not the real world, that's fantasy world. Real world, you're going to see about 20% less. So probably around 600 kilometers of range from that 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. That's real world figures. So, more than 400 miles of range. The 75 kilowatt blade battery, that has a range, I'd suspect, of around 500 kilometers in the real world, but a lot of range for a lithium iron phosphate battery, and the charging speed obviously tops it off. So when will this new vehicle come to market? Apparently, they've already started doing road tests. It's likely to enter production per Car News China in the first half of next year. And so this images you're seeing here, that's a real photo of the real vehicle that they're actually testing right now in China. Zeekr are just, hitting some major goals. They broke their sales record in October. They sold 25,000 electric cars, more than they have ever before. This year, the EV sales have grown by 90% versus last year. And I can't wait to go and test drive the Zeekr 7X. Hoping to do that in a few weeks, maybe about a month's time in China. And I'll let you guys know. I mean, there's some videos on this in China for some great YouTubers showing the Zeekr 7X. It's just an unbelievable car. So I'm going to be testing the Zeekr Mix and the Zeekr 7X, and hopefully I can get my hands on one of these new Zeekr 007 shooting brakes. Thanks for watching.